Good morning, evening, or afternoon, everybody. It's Kaghoe coming at you with another video. So today I wanted to focus on the massive differences to expect for this fresh classic launch that we are going to be experiencing later today. At the time that you guys will see this, it'll be 1 hour away, and I am super stoked for it. There's always something about a nice, fresh classic launch that, no other game really captivates, and it's why this will be like the 5th time we've done it in 5 years. But this one has no gimmicks, no anything. It is just pure, raw, classic launch, and there's something special about that. I will be streaming the launch over at twitch.tv/Kaghoe Gaming, so if you want to stop by, say hello, if you want to experience launch with me, we will be going on Night Slayer PvP server, and I will be going Alliance for the first time ever, so it'd be really cool to get to that in-game and experience all that. But I hope you guys stop by, whether you're watching or to play with me and just, enjoy it all. I will be doing a Saviors Guild there as well, so join the Discord down below if you're interested. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So the biggest things that people need to be aware of, and these differences are huge. One, the big three that they announced with the instant mail, and those are obvious. Those are announced officially by Blizzard, so you guys are aware of those. But I want to dive into the other ones. So one of the biggest things I think people are going to see is class choice and min-max meta take over. So in Classic 2019, a ton of people, were very confused, very hesitant to say, oh, this is going to be this is going to be this is this, because we really didn't have that much data. We didn't have much of the knowledge from 2004. Like, we knew quests, we knew items, we thought warriors would be good, but we thought rogues could be up there, mages, warlocks. Like, we thought a lot of these things could be good, and thanks to the internet and content creators and all of it being posted on there, we know beyond any doubt that warrior is undisputed #1, going to be the best. So I would expect 20 plus warriors per raid at the very least. I think warrior is going to be the most popular class by far, and you're going to see a ton of melee cleaving comps and people going for that sort of build to speedrun or parse or whatever it is. Just expect a ton more warriors than you ever saw before. The next one is the EXP and grind that Classic WoW takes. So it has been a while since we've gotten just a pure raw EXP grind. The most recent one I'd say is Hardcore, but it was always kind of on an established server other than Hardcore Fresh, and then a lot of boosting and mob tagging took over, so it wasn't truly genuine. With SOM and Season of Mastery and Season of Discovery, we had massive EXP increases for the classic leveling. And I gotta say, if you guys haven't done this in 5 years, this journey is no easy feat. It'll take most people 7 to 12 in-game days to hit 60. The best of the best mage solo boosting AoE grinding, they can do it in about 3 days of in-game playtime, but it is still such a massive commitment and a massive amount of time that you have to spend to get there. There's going to be no boosting, there's going to be no real things that are established. I would say there's probably not even going to be bots up there, but we'll talk about bots towards the end of the video. The next thing that is super important that people probably are overlooking is going to be mega servers, forced balancing, and the biggest change that they've probably I've ever seen is the forced layering balance. So each of these on their own are a massive change and difference from what we saw in 2019 Classic, and because there were mini servers and there was no forced balance, people could go anywhere they want. Now, Forced PvP was trialed here in Season of Discovery, mainly with the Crusader Strike server, and I think it was really good. I enjoyed it. There were always a few things that were super obnoxious, like getting into the incursion portals when they first launched. That was a huge bottleneck and really toxic. But what happened in the solution was that Alliance and Horde players would just go to a layer. This one would become the Alliance layer, and this one would become the Horde layer. Well, they announced that not only are they doing forced server balancing, they are forced layer balancing. And I don't know how that's going to turn out, but it is going to be very interesting to see like true world PvP always taking place, always being there, and it not just turning into who can get 40 people to come to their aid. The only thing I worry about that is going to be how grouping with like your guildies and friends trying to do a dungeon, if that's going to be affected negatively, because that's always super annoying if you can't get into the same group with your guild or friend for whatever reason. And all in all, I think we are going to see some very interesting situations occur, especially when everyone starts to get around 30 to 40 and goes to STV. It is going to be very, very interesting. Now, I want to talk about possible just game changes that have taken place from Classic 2019 all the way up here, and they've tweaked them in all the versions of the game. So the big one is Chrono Boon is in there from the start. They have confirmed that, and I want to know, is it the 5-minute cooldown Chrono Boon that we will see here that we have now in SOD, or will it be the 1-hour one that we saw in their Classic 2019? And are they going to be sold from reagent vendors, or are we going to have to go to the Chromie quest line at max level in the Ruins of Anderhall that they gave us when we first discovered it? All questions that we will probably have answered pretty quickly upon server launching, but it's just, a lot of questions right now, and we don't really know where we're going to see that. Then another big question is, how is boosting going to work? Is there going to be anti-boosting tech that they've implemented throughout SOM and SOD, where if you're in a level 60, where near a low level and you're in a group with a level 60, the mob XP is significantly reduced, as well as is the anti-Mara, it's mainly for Maradon, but it can be used elsewhere, is after mobs have been kited for over a minute, they just become immune to slows, so it essentially ruins the farm and makes it able to be killed. I'm very curious to see if they will allow us to do that again, or if that is just completely dead on arrival. I don't really use it, so I don't really have a say in it, but it did get pretty obnoxious because people would just get their first guy to 60, just farm gold, and if they wanted another 60, they would just pay for it and just get boosted and not really play the game. So I think it's a net negative on the servers, but there is a lot of people who actively do it all, and we'll just have to see. Then another important thing to note is this is the 5th Classic launch in 5 years. We had 2019, we had SOM, we had Hardcore, we had SOD, and now we have Fresh. With that being said, most of the gold farms are the exact same and have not changed. I've put out tons of them on my channel. There are tons that I cover. I give you the honest opinion facts, what you can use everything for. So definitely check out my channel if you're new to WoW. But if you're not new to WoW, you should have a good plan by what you want to go, what professions you want to go, what your plan is to get gold. Because getting gold early on for your normal mount, as well as getting up to your epic mount, is quite a feat. So a lot of people are going to be able to sort of, take advantage of that if you're lucrative and get after it. There's just so much. I'll probably end up going tailoring and enchanting because I usually spend the most time on those professions and can do it with finesse at this point because I usually do it all the time. So, and have the time to just stay logged in and actually benefit from the enchanting skill. But if you are new, definitely check out my channel and you'll learn a lot about all these gold farms, but it's going to be the same stuff that we have seen over and over again at this point. And the final one is going to be loot changes. So we have 2 to 3 pieces of loot per boss. That is what MC and BWL drop, as well as we have double the player base. So we're going to have 40-man raids again with MC and BWL. And you know what really sucks about that? Is that 2 to 3 pieces of loot. So if you've been raiding on SOD, or even, I think SOM even had increased loot, what you're gonna encounter is essentially twice as many people and half the amount of loot. So SOD has spoiled us so much with loot being 20 people and you can get like 5 to 6 pieces off of bosses. It's going to be a rude awakening for a lot of people that don't remember it, haven't been back to it for multiple years. I feel like a lot of people are going to appreciate SOD so much more after they get into Classic Fresh and realize how much of a grind it is, how much you got to do to become that Gigi Chat on top. As well as it does make PvP gear incredibly more valuable. They did say that we are getting the SOD and SOM PvP system, so you cannot lose your rank. So you can just keep going up and up and up, and you can get to that rank 14 and get that high Warlord gear, which a lot of people probably will go for because of the accelerated timeline. If they do not change the loot, it'll be really, really interesting. And then the final one is bot restrictions from SOD. So in Season of Discovery towards like Phase 4, I think, they implemented a trading restriction on new accounts. So they have to wait a 1 month period in order to be able to trade. Now, this is mainly tackled at bots, so I would love something like if you put on 2FA on your account, you could buy it, because you can only have like one phone registered to it, so it makes a lot of sense that, if they're truly a new player, they're not punished by this 1 month probation, or like they could do some tests to get through it. Just something that the AI bots could not get through the test, if you get what I mean, because I think bots can really put a heavy toll on a server, and it just adds so much terrible stuff. It ruins the economy. It makes people not play the game because they'll just get boosted by bots, and it's just really sad to see. And I hate RMT, but I know it's a factor in WoW always, so maybe this time, 5th time's the charm, right? They can do a launch and get the bots under control with some reasonable restrictions. But anyway, guys, these are the most massive differences to expect from Fresh. If you think I missed any, if there's any you'd like to add, any you'd like to talk about, definitely drop it down below. I love reading these comments, and most importantly, I can't wait to see you guys in game in an hour. It's gonna be fun, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it as well. So until next time, I'll see you later. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Hey you. Yes, you. Are you still there? Well, I appreciate you for taking the time to watch this entire video and making it to the end here. If you enjoyed this video, definitely check out the other videos about World of Warcraft listed in these playlists down below. And thank you again. Have a great day. Bye-bye.